What is up, everybody? I am darkalexandr, very excited to be back here on the Pixels for Peace Marathon. We're going to be doing Sunset Riders today on easy mode. Game I've been working pretty hard on as of late, so I'm excited to kind of show off some new strats that myself and the other members of the community have come up with, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Time is going to start when I select my character here. We're going to be playing as Cormano because I like shotguns. So we'll go ahead and kick this off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the keys to this game are mostly staying ahead of the enemies. The best we can do is try to kill them before they ever get a bullet off. Try to keep ourselves to the right side of the screen here, mostly because a lot of the bullets on easy mode aren't going to be able to keep up with us, and we know where all of the enemies are going to be spawning throughout the run. We also want to try to keep the screen scrolling at all of the time. That way, so if we have to go back and dodge some bullets, try to keep ourselves alive, or if we have to go back for a power-up for whatever reason, the screen will still be scrolling and we can try to catch up to it. So the main thing for the speedrun here, like a lot of speedruns, is doing your best to not be dead. You want to make sure that you have your weapon upgrades at full strength before you go into the boss fights. Those are the main places you're going to gain or lose some time. Hey, 3 golden chickens. Not too shabby. I'm not certain if the chickens actually have any difference in the RNG in this game. It's pretty straightforward, but I like to think they do. Always on the lookout for the blessed 5 golden chicken run. This boss is actually pretty tricky here. Simon agreed well. We're going to try to get a bunch of damage off on these barrels as possible right at the beginning of it. Want to avoid all of that, kill the guys in the windows, then we're just on the lookout for bullets. Nice. We want to make sure that we kill him when we're in the air. It'll actually get Cormano to holster his guns in the middle of that text. Otherwise, we'd have to wait a couple extra seconds there. So we had a really nice Simon Greedwell fight. Very happy with that. We get to keep our upgrades going into the next round here. Hawkeye Hank Hatfield, he can be a little bit unpredictable. It's one of the bigger RNG points of this run, so we're hoping for a good boss fight. But at the start here, we have a bit of an auto-scroller, the most miraculous horse in the world, never-ending stamina. He's going to carry us safely through the Old West here, where we fight off guys with logs, other men on horseback, exploding carriages. Gotta keep an eye on those things. I don't know why they're packing wagons in the Old West full of kerosene and lamp oil and dried hay and matchsticks. It's a very dangerous time to be in the Old West. Though I don't think it was good for anybody, really. There's not a whole lot to speak of here other than the fine cactus artwork in the background. I always like to say every game needs a train stage when you're a side-scrolling arcade-style game, and this is no different. So we are going to be racing this train through the Old West on our horse. Most of the enemies, you'll never actually see them, unfortunately. These guys who are brave enough to poke their heads out the window do get to make a very, very brief appearance before they fall to their death. But everyone else just doesn't really get much love, so we're just going to go ahead, clear our way through this. Fortunately, bullets are cheap. We'll just keep raining pink death all over the Old West. You'll notice Cormano's bullets match his outfit, as does the horse. He's a symphony of coordination. It's really quite miraculous. Alright, now we just have to wait for this train to get out of our way, and we'll get into the next boss fight here. Since this guy can be pretty unpredictable, I try to start the fight the same way every time. So I'm going to take out the guys on the left first, and then deal with the guys on the right after that, and see where Hatfield ends up. Okay. So he's going to be a jerk. We have to wait for him to fully stand up like that, and that's kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten some more damage off on him without taking that death there, but it's not the end of the world. We just have to get through this phase here real quick. He's going to jump down, and we just do a couple extra shots there. So, lost a little bit of time to those deaths, but again, not the end of the world. The boss fight's not too bad without the upgrades. We'll be able to get him back before the next boss fight, so we just have to be a little bit more careful at the beginning of the next stage. We do have a little bit of downtime here for the bonus stage. Sort of like the Turtles in Time run we saw earlier. We don't actually have to kill anything here. This is all just for bonus points. It's actually a little bit faster if we don't do anything here. So always a good place to squeeze in donations if we have any. I haven't been keeping track of the donation tracker, but always a good time to jump in. We will have one more of these later in the run as well. In the meantime, I'll sneak in a little bit of water. So this game is significantly different played with the pistols. There's two different categories, one for the shotguns and one for the pistols, but the two shotgun characters actually don't play identical either. Their firing patterns are a little bit different, so their boss kills, as far as the speed run is concerned, can be quite a bit differently set up. But there's quite a bit of versatility in this game, and the two-player run is a ton of fun as well. This was a great co-op game growing up. Just getting into Dark Horse here. It's a very large, shirtless man riding a very small, dark pony. Try to get ourselves a little bit of ground built up. We want to be close to the right side there. Give us a chance to take care of most of these guys before they ever have a chance to shoot. We want to dodge those dynamite. Those are one of my biggest nemesis in this game, is the dynamite. When you walk over it, you'll stop to pick it up, which can put you in harm's way of all of the many bullets flying through the air. And also, you can't shoot your guns while you're holding dynamite, so they say the best defense is a good offense, and it is also the case for this game. The less enemies that are on screen to shoot at you, the safer you are. So we just kind of hold right to win and shoot. None of these bullets will catch up to us. And we're going to try to set up a pretty tricky quick kill on Dark Pony here. Slide just a little bit forward and we should be okay. Nice. So that is a very consistent setup. The other quick kills for him are not much slower, but definitely put you in a little bit more danger if your timing is just a little bit off. The way we do it this way, you don't have to worry about any of the three guys on the second floor doing any damage to you. And you don't have to deal with Dark Horse running off the screen at all, so it's a really cool setup. We jump right into a boss fight here. No stage to be spoken of. These guys can be a little bit tricky, but we've got a pretty good setup. It should be a quick fight. Slide. I'm gonna take out this guy first. Bait that bomb out. Get close enough that he'll miss for the first one, and he'll be dead by the second one. Then we just have to wait for the chandelier to go away. We get ourselves another cutscene here. The game was not short with the flashy fanfare. Also, some of the most incredible spoken dialogue on the Super Nintendo, this side of the Pecos. If somebody could explain to me where the Pecos is, by the way, I would really appreciate it. I've been saying that for years, and I've never found out. not to tip my hand too much. Alright, so we start to get into some of the trickier boss fights. We've got a pretty cool new quick kill for this boss, courtesy of Reb, one of the other runners. He was doing quite a bit of work not too long ago on this run. Definitely helped bring some of the boss kill strats down to much more consistent times. So it's been a pretty awesome collaborative effort seeing everybody work on the game together. Look out for that post. Those stage hazards will get you if you're not paying attention. We've got a bonus stage coming up here in about 30 seconds. Try to get as much damage off like that as we can. I don't think we're going to quite make it like that. Just want to play that kind of safe. Couldn't quite get that extra bullet off, but it still worked out. We didn't take the death. Alright, we got a little bit more downtime coming up here if you want to squeeze in a donation. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that donation, Mannix. Bringing everybody together to put on an awesome show. Raising a bunch of money for Save the Children. It's been great to be able to get together with everybody and show off a bunch of cool games and get to know each other and all kind of put our heads together for a good cause. It's been great. I'm excited for the rest of the weekend. Alright, we're coming up on the Chief Wigwam stage. One of the hardest boss fights casually. Definitely one of the hardest stages casually. The speedrun has made it a little bit easier, as does practice with anything. But there's some pretty interesting ways to get through the first section to make it very, very safe and consistent. We get to use a lot of the iframe abuse we see in this game, and this stage in particular, with the pickups. All of your upgrades do give you a few invincibility frames. We take advantage of the cliff jumps there, trying to get ourselves a little bit more buffer room from those bomb explosions. We just want to try to take everything out, keep our distance from the knife guys. We were able to bait that bomb guys out. We want to get just past the bomb guy so we don't have to worry about the explosion catching us. The explosions for those things linger for quite a while. Oh, shoot. Well, that's not good. I missed my input. That's my fault. That's alright, though. We were able to get our upgrades back. They do have those nicely stashed. I had to make one foolish mistake. Ah, shoot. I zigged when I should have zagged. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite able to get enough damage off on him. It is possible to kill him before he ever gets up to those stones, but taking that death there kind of put that one out. Not the biggest deal. We have plenty of lives to go around. We will be able to get our upgrades. We have a bit of an auto-scroller here at the beginning of the next stage. A little trickier than the first one in stage 2. The guys on horseback are firing a little bit faster and a little bit more accurate, it seems, and we don't have quite as much room to move because that wagon is back. Once again, loaded with all sorts of explosive objects, so if you have sensitive eyes, I definitely recommend being aware before that wagon blows up. try to keep the middle ground here. Try to jump around as much as possible so it gives me a chance to bait out some of the bullets higher, give myself a little bit more room to work with as far as dodging goes. It can be a little hard to predict depending on which direction it's coming from. One more? Yeah, we got it. Alright, so we're gonna try to stay to the front of the screen, get our upgrades back. We want to be back to full strength before the boss, or it becomes very, very tricky. That was close. Closer than I like it. We're good. Shoot, we're not good. That's unfortunate. He got me before I got him. Alright, so we're gonna have to do this with casual strats this time. Gotta watch out for the guys up in the trees, chucking bombs at us. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna jump into a bullet there, because I want to extend this fight. As you can see, the bombs can be a real tricky thing to deal with. This fight is going longer than I would like it to. The less of it you have to deal with, the better, because those bomb guys are much more the threat than Paco Loco actually is. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Oh, man. That was a rough fight. It's alright. We get an extra life on the next stage. As long as we have a clean stage, we should be able to pull this off without having to continue. I'd like to keep the 1cc alive. That being said, we have more than enough continues. Not one of the finer Paco Loco fights you'll ever see, but that is, just kind of shows what having the upgrades for the boss fights really does for you. Continue our pattern of riding the right side of the screen here. Got ourselves back to full strength. Now we just need to keep it that way. Jump. Want to dodge all those bullets. As long as we start the screen transition, we're safe. Got our one up there. Alright, we're coming into the final stretch here. Very tricky boss fight, goes in 3 phases. Phase 1, we just want to camp out here up on this podium, take out his defense. Second phase, he's going to jump around. We gotta, ooh boy, it's going to be tricky. We didn't get quite enough damage on him here. Time is going to be when he takes his final hit. We're just going to have to be a little mashy. Try to stand right inside his hitbox there so he can't shoot me. And time. Not too shabby, all things considered. Outside of the Paco Loco fight, I'm pretty happy with how most of those things went. But yeah, that is the state of affairs in the Sunset Riders universe. The Richard Rose fight there is very, very tricky. Definitely a great way to wrap up an awesome game with a really, really exciting boss fight. So I hope you guys all had a great time. Thank you so much to everybody for having me out here. I really appreciate Mannix getting me involved with the whole thing. Coltaho doing the restreaming, Iridescence doing the hosting for us right now. Everybody's been doing such an awesome job. We're having a blast, and I'm excited to see what we continue to do over the weekend. So hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Definitely check out all of the rest of the runs if you have the time to it. Give everybody a follow. We really appreciate all the support, and hoping to see you guys all real soon.